Yes. Please, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. We have gathered here today at the conference on the question of Palestine. It's a privilege for me as a Jewish person to be among all activists and diplomats who are here today at this conference standing together on the right side of history, and I want to share with you the Jewish viewpoint. I have a big question today. We have gathered many times in the United Nations on the question of Palestine. For almost 75 years we have gathered for the question of Palestine. Let's move to the next step. Let's gather for a conference to the answer of Palestine. But I think with my two questions there can be a solution to the question of Palestine. The first question is, we have lived in peace, in a beautiful peace for hundreds of years. We didn't need any human rights group to protect us. We lived in a beautiful peace, Jews and Muslims, and coexist together. What happened after the movement of Zionism starts? When we will understand that what the root cause of this problem is, then we will have an answer for the question of Palestine. The second question is, how long will the world be fooled by the Zionists when they claiming that they're speaking in the name of Jews or the Jewish religion? They came to the United Nations a lot of times and claiming in the name of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that the land is there and therefore they can do all the crimes they're doing on the Palestinian people. We need to understand there is masses of Jews around the world who are standing in opposition to the state of Israel and their actions. So let's be clear and make clear in the United Nations that this is not in the name of the Jewish people, not in the name of the Jewish religion. When we will answer this question, when the world will stop this, then we hopefully can have an answer to the question of Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can address some of the questions. Maybe I'll start with you, Ahmed.
Thank you very much for the questions. On the question from my Jewish friend, thank you for this question. It's important to note, and I think I would like to remind myself and you all, that in 1975 there was a resolution by the United Nations General Assembly declaring that Zionism is a form of racism and racial discrimination. The same resolution referred to the unholy alliance between Zionism and apartheid South Africa. At that time it was already known, a matter of public record, that Zionism, that Israel has offered apartheid South Africa the so-called Jericho missiles carrying nuclear weapons. So Israel has been supportive of oppressive regimes, including apartheid South Africa. And this particular resolution was revoked in 1991 because Israel conditioned its revocation on coming to the Madrid Conference for Peace in 1991. So you see, even the whole concept of two-state solution or a compromise was a political maneuver by Israel to get rid of this resolution, and then it continued to build settlements. It continued to colonize the land. So I think we're united in this, and as Palestinians, we like to believe that our moral compass is clear. The Jewish people have always been an integral part and component of the social fabric in Palestine. They, as you describe yourself and other Jewish friends, they consider themselves Palestinians. They were part of our community, and until Zionism was exported to us from Europe with the feeling of guilt there and the colonial and imperial ambition, until that moment we lived in peace and harmony, and we never had any problem. So I think Zionism, in my view, is the problem in this situation. The United Nations General Assembly was accurate when it described it as a form of racism and racial discrimination, and the only way to move forward is to the de-Zionization of Israeli society, because it is an ugly ideology. Just see where it brainwashed people in Israel into believing that in order for you, as Israelis, to survive in this world, you have to oppress the Palestinians. It's a sick logic, and it's harming the Palestinians and costing them their lives and physical safety. But also, it's in a way the conflation between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, and that's something I learned from my Jewish friend, is actually harming the real and much-needed fight for anti-Semitism. Such conflation is dangerous, and I think we're united with our Jewish friends to always make the distinction that opposing Israeli policies as a government, it is nothing against the Jewish people. It is something against a Zionist ideology, which is again a form of racism and racial discrimination.